Star Wars is an unprecedented powerhouse. Its marketing and products have exploded into everything from toys, colouring books, art, games, even ice cubes. It is hard to go shopping and not find it on some product somewhere. But there was a time when this wasn't always so. After Return of the Jedi, Star Wars went into decline. It was still loved by its fans, but for several years not much happened. The first thing that comes to mind when I think back was in 1991, the Heir to the Empire novel was released. I consumed that series of 3 books and loved them. Looking back, they are not quite as good as I thought, but they were still very cool and had some very excellent characters. One being Grand Admiral Thrawn, who has played a key role in the Star Wars Rebels animated show, and I am very much looking forward to reading Zahn's new novel on the character. Talon Karrde and Mara Jade were also interesting. His novel, though, did one huge thing. Apart from sell really well, it showed that people wanted Star Wars, that the galaxy was large and so much was unexplored. There are many things that go into something having a fandom and long-term staying power, but it would be unfair to not give Zahn some credit, as his books were the first successful Star Wars product in a number of years, and they brought a lot of focus back to the brand. Around 1996 we had a new line of action figures, the first in some time. They were pretty bad really, with He-Man, Luke, Han and Leia, but the 1990s was the revival. The special editions hit the big screens in 97, and it hasn't really stopped since then. But back in 1993 there was a gamble that when looking back today doesn't seem like a gamble at all. Yet back then there was no guarantee of success. TOPPS had done amazingly well with the Star Wars movie cards when the films came out, but there had not been a film in a while. TOPPS wanted to release a new series of cards. This was partly due to a competitor having Marvel, and the Marvel cards had been selling pretty good. TOPPS had good relations with Lucasfilm and the idea to do an art series came about. But would people even want a series of cards completely of art and not a single photo anywhere to be found? TOPPS themselves were not sure, but they had a lot of talented artists available. They rolled the dice and it was a very well received set, and there would be 140 cards in the first series. This book covers the first 3 series of the cards. In part it covers the history of Star Wars cards. There is so far A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and now this one. These are excellent references for those card series. They feature pictures of every single card ever made for Series 1 to 3. With A New Hope and Empire there was also some interesting information about design decisions on how certain images were chosen. Unfortunately this time round that information is a lot less, but it is still filled with all the excellent cards. There are some amazing images there, new ideas and old favourites. If history of trading cards is an interest of yours, then this would be ideal, but really if you're a fan of Star Wars, the amount of images that are in these books shouldn't leave you unhappy, and they will be something you'll pull out often to have a look through.